Happy Friday! Hi! Happy Friday! Happy date night, y'all! Happy date night, happy Friday, happy post-Thanksgiving, happy Black Friday, all of the wonderfulness on Friday. I miss you guys so much, right? Last Friday, it just wasn't the same. If you watched last Friday, I came on briefly because I didn't want to stand you up on our date night, and I let you know that my baby boy wasn't feeling well, so I had to be that mommypreneur and turn on that mommy hat. But this Saturday, my husband is home, y'all. My oldest son is here. The kids are good, and I am here with you. Hello. Oh my goodness. We have so many great things to talk about today, namely our special guest who will be coming out later on in tonight's show. She is an amazing, amazing woman. I know you're probably like, why do you always have women on the show? Well, you know what? There's a lot of great women out there, and I want to make sure you guys meet as many of them as possible. Okay? So that's all I can say. If there's some men who are awesome too and want to be on the show, just go ahead and send an email to me or to my team, and we'd be more than happy to get you on the show. But until then, we're going to keep pumping these wonderful, amazing womenpreneurs out to you. Is that okay? Okay. I feel like you said yes. Awesome. Great. So tonight's Friday night session is actually sponsored by our special guest. So her name is Shaylin Scott, and I promise you guys are going to meet her. You're going to absolutely love her story, what she does. It is phenomenal, and it's definitely hitting really, really close to home with this one tonight. So just stick around to the end, and she will be here, okay? All right, so if you are watching us on YouTube, I definitely want to love on you, and say hello. And please don't hesitate to like, share, and subscribe this video in our channel. Make sure you click the little bell so that you can get up-to-date alerts on whenever we go live or post new videos. And I'm so happy you guys are here too. It's kind of like an extension of the table, right? So we have the Facebook table and then we have the YouTube table. So I'm super excited to see you. So let's go ahead and see who's there. Terrence is already ready for his wins. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So he says he's alive. Well, I hope so, Terrence. And he has new relationships built with the fashion industry. I'm definitely going to hear an earful about that later on tonight after this live. So let me just go ahead and check on everybody else's wins. If you're just joining us for our date night, I don't care that you're late. I'm just happy that you are here. Okay? We were kind of waiting for you a little bit. Not really, but we were. Low-key, we were. So go ahead and put in the comments what your weekly wins was this week so that we can all share and love on you and congratulate you as well. So just like usual, I will go ahead and give you guys what my weekly win was this week. So it's pretty awesome, and it really makes me just feel just so in line. I know a lot of people say that word aligned, but it makes me feel so aligned with my purpose and with my business and the service that we provide. I posted in our Facebook group, Women Entrepreneurs Who Left Their 9-to-5 or Want to, what my win was. And it was that I overly provided an awesome amount of service to a client this week that needed just a little bit extra, right? They didn't ask for the extra. I noticed that they needed the extra, so I went ahead and gave them the extra. And it made me feel honestly awesome and so good. And I even woke up to a huge thank you for being able to jump in and solve some problems that they had at the hour towards the end of the evening. So if you find yourself in your business and you're not growing or you're not trying to overachieve for your customer or your clients, then maybe it's time for a self-check, like a little self-reflection of why you're actually doing what it is that you're doing. And this week I had the opportunity to decide, I'm just going to leave it alone because, I'm not being paid for that, or that's not what they asked me to do. But I couldn't just leave it there like that, right? So I just had to fix it and let them know that there was a problem, but it was handled. So, have a good night, right? So I definitely love that part of my job, and I love being able to help others in that way. So definitely was a huge win for me. So now it's time for you guys to share. I want to know what's going on with you guys. I want to know how your Thanksgiving was. Did you have any difficulties with Zoom? For those who did Thanksgiving on Zoom, I was talking with our guest backstage about how my grandmother was on Zoom. And she was a little, I mean, she had fun, but I think she forgot that she was on Zoom. Like everybody was talking, and it wasn't like it's easy for her to understand everybody. So she got a little upset with us. Not seriously, but she definitely wanted to know who was talking, especially when there's so many people in the Zoom and you have to like change the page to see the other people. But it was super cute. I absolutely loved it. So did you guys use Zoom for your Thanksgiving? It was a little bit different. We used Zoom. Thanksgiving was different, but it was actually pretty awesome. I was able to fall asleep after eating about 3 plates of dinner throughout the day and be in my own bed and not having to be on my grandmother's black and white couch that I can't have food on, and I'm worried about getting a stain. So it worked out awesome for me. And then also I didn't have to bring my my dish, the dish that I bring every single year, which is styrofoam plates and cups and forks, because that's my dish. And because I already had it at the house, so I didn't have to go anywhere. So it was awesome. So let me know how your Thanksgiving was, how it was different, what technology you used, if any, and we're going to roll right along. So just like every other Friday Night Live, whenever we have a special guest, I'm going to go ahead and do the Mission 100 sooner than later. So be a part of our hashtag Mission 100. Assist-U is helping 100 businesses launch a new product or service within the next 365 days. So we are well within our mission for this year. So we want to get it done by the end of July, you guys. So if you know someone who needs some administrative assistance to get their business going, or to add a new level of service, or to rebrand, or to do whatever you need under the sun so that you can focus on revenue generating activities, hit us up at Assist-U and we'd be more than happy to assist you, right? I was listening to YouTube randomly. It was on autoplay, and it was that girl, that comedian. She was like, I will cut you. Now, I'm not violent, but I just thought she was pretty hilarious. She was like, if our eyelashes are so close together, meaning you're in my face, she's like, she'll cut you. I don't know why I went there. I think it's just because it rhymes with Assist-U. All right, you guys. So let's go ahead and roll into our guest segment, shall we? So excited. Okay, so her name is Shaylin Scott. This woman, mother, sister, homegirl, cousin, auntie, homie lover, friend, wife, whatever you want to call her, she has a mission, you guys, that is very clear, and it is definitely helping all communities, whether you are Black, brown, or in between. And she has devoted herself to something that is very near and dear to her heart. And I'm super excited for you guys to meet her. She has a great laugh, so just keep a lookout for it. And her earrings, y'all, are super, super cute. So just know that after she gets off the front stage, I'm gonna be asking about those earrings in the backstage. And if you want to know, you can too. Okay. All right. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and bring on Miss Shaylin Scott.
Hey y'all.
How are you doing?
Wonderful. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh my gosh, you are absolutely so welcome. I feel like this is going to be one of my favorites, one of my favorite guests. Oh,
I love it.
So, Miss Shaylin, let's explain to everybody who you are. So who are you, dear?
Well, I am Shaylin Scott. I am a mother. I am all the things that you mentioned, sister, homegirl, all of that. And like many, I'm sure, that are watching, I am a small business owner who is trying to make my passion bring in some money as well. I would love to be able to provide a legacy for my children, and that is what I'm hoping and trying to do with Book Mecca.
Oh, okay. So let's go ahead and just get into Book Mecca. So I know I've looked at the website a little bit. We've talked about it a little bit, but for people who don't know what Book Mecca is, and shame on you guys, shame on me. We should all know, right? Once you hear what she said, you're going to be like, yeah, I should have knew about that. What is Book Mecca?
Well, Book Mecca is an online Black bookstore, a literary platform for Black literature and all things Black lit. To me, it's so much more than just the books. The books are simply the stories behind all the great things that we've been doing for years, and it's written down. But it's also about the authors behind them. It's about the culture that's written in all the pages. It's about bringing literacy right into your door and making it fun. So you know the faces of every author, like you know the faces of every actor or musician. It should be the same with literature. So that's what Book Mecca is.
Yeah, it should. Yes. Oh, I love that. There's not a lot of African American bookstores in my area or that I know of online. So how did you get started and how long have you been in business?
Well, I am a fledgling. This is my baby. So in my mind, it is huge. It is growing. I know where I want it to go. It's not there yet, but it's
we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
It's gonna get there. But it started because of my children. I'm an avid reader. My kids, my oldest daughter especially, I have a 14 and 15-year-old. So my 15-year-old loves to read, and she was always finding books, and she fell in love with an author that we could not find in just simply a library. And regular Barnes and Nobles, not hating on Barnes and Nobles, but just regular, don't sue me. Just
disclaimer. Yeah.
Anywhere you couldn't find the books. And it's not like these were books that you hadn't heard of. These were New York Times best-selling authors. These are books that are everywhere, that should be everywhere, but yet they were hard to find. And when I kept looking for books by Black authors, especially ones that we fell in love with, that we wanted to follow, it was the same thing. It was hard to find. They had very few copies. There were wait lists for weeks for 2 copies in a library. I would ask the librarians, what is their procedure for bringing in books? They would mention that it's by need, or it's by request, or it's by what's selling. So I think, well, if it's by what's selling, you should have a lot then.
Right.
They're selling out everywhere. And so one of my cousins, who I love her to death, she says, you complain and just create your own bookstore. I said, okay, I will. So that's what I did.
And that's what I did. Yes. Thank you, cousin.
Yeah, there's one curated place for bookstores, for books by Black authors. And I did that purposefully and intentionally, because you can have Black authors in any bookstore, but you see the majority of them around Black History Month, or you see them in June, or they are not promoted as heavily as other
throughout the year. Yeah. I was speaking to someone the other day, and I was typing up something for them, and I spelled gray with an E. And they were like, why are you spelling gray with an E if you're in the United States? And I was like, well, when I spell gray, I think of the book 50 Shades of Grey, right? And so that's how I spelled it, because that's how she spelled it. But then we got into this whole conversation about how just not well written the book was, but it was highly publicized, and it made movies and all this money. And that makes me think, like, why aren't more Black books that are actually written well more highly publicized? So I guess, what's the value and the importance of making sure Black literature is in the forefront in helping us tell our stories? Like, what is that to you? What does that mean to you?
I have always been really adamant about making sure a voice is heard, especially a voice that often gets overlooked or ignored. And for a lot of families, a lot of individuals that are in the Black community, African American community, your voices are overlooked. They are silenced to some degree. And stories that are written, whether they're fiction, whether they're nonfiction, it's a glimpse of truth in every single book that's out there. And so I look at it as if these books are a bit of my history, and I want to make sure that our history is continued to be told and listened to and read and passed down. I never want to be forgotten, and I don't want our culture to be forgotten either.
Right. Oh, it's so important. It is so important. I wish, honestly, it wasn't until I got to college there was an African American literature course that I could take. So I would have absolutely loved to have that in high school instead of me taking this AP English class.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, I mean, if you didn't pass the exam at the end, it didn't even matter that you stretched yourself out. I passed it, but it's like I wish I would have been able to have access to these things a lot sooner.
I will say, when I first started this journey, one thing that I did learn was even the books that are out there about Black life or autobiographies are not written by us. They are written about us, but not by us.
Huh.
And that's a little disheartening to me. I don't want anybody else telling my story.
Right.
And so I wanted to make sure to be very intentional that the stories that are there are our stories, written by us, for us. But it's not simply for us. Anyone can read the stories and get a glimpse into life and understand. You shouldn't have to necessarily feel as if you have to be Black to read Black stories. You don't.
Right. Because we're Black and we read white stories.
Yeah, because they're just stories.
They're just stories. People are people. So I wanted to bring up your website real quick. One, I love the layout of it, honestly. But then you said you made a point about Book Mecca not just being an online Black bookstore, that it's an actual online platform for Black literature and magic. So I wanted to take a look at it just real quick, and so everyone can see the services that are listed on here.
Yeah, that's true.
So can you tell us a little bit about the creative support services that you guys offer?
Well, that will be coming in 2021. What I have found is there are a lot of authors, and we talked about it a little bit earlier, there are a lot of really good writers or really good books that are out there, but they may not have the support in order to kind of cross over or to move into the mainstream to where they are truly listened to. And so whether it's finding the right editors, whether it's taking a look at their book covers, sometimes the cover does sell. Sometimes it's simply looking at, maybe this is a book just for you. Maybe this is not a book for the masses. Like everybody. And I did an interview. It sounds bad, but I did an interview with one of my mentors in my head, Miss Marita Golden, and she's written hundreds of books, lots of books. But she's always said that. She told me, it's good to write your story, even if it's just for you. You want to pass down memories, those legacies. It's okay to write it down, but it may not be a story for everyone and their mama to read.
Right.
It's just for you, and that's okay. You can publish it. You can keep it.
Yeah.
So it stays in the family, but that's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah. Write it anyway.
Awesome. So is this going to eventually lead to you Book Mecca being a publishing house? Is that where it's going?
Not necessarily.
No.
And I say that because there's a certain area in the book world which I am still learning.
Okay.
That I don't want to cross over. I have a love of books. I'm a mother. I love to read. I love the authors, but I never want to move into a space to where I'm determining what readers will pick up.
Right.
I don't want to do that. I want to just share everything.
There you go.
What you want to read. Now, in the future, my goal is to have my own bookstores and nationwide bookstores everywhere you can find, but more of a safe space of bookstores for Black lit. I don't know if you've ever gone into some of the bookstores and coffee shops, and it doesn't feel like me.
No.
I want to take my coffee and read my book at home. I'm not comfortable. I don't feel as if I want to sit in the cushy chair because the food's getting good. The vibe is off. I find, so not saying anything bad about the big
bookstores, but I definitely spent more time in those consignment bookstores. Where it's all the used books, and I just love the smell and the oldness of the paper, and they oftentimes sell vinyl records too. So
now you're talking.
Yes, right. It's like a whole God. I wish if I had a time machine, I would be an adult back in the Love Jones movie era, like that artsy era. My mother loved poetry and open mics and karaoke, and she loved all that stuff. And I would absolutely love to just be immersed in that world.
You know why that is?
Why?
Black culture just, I mean, it comes out of our pores.
It just, I was going to say oozes.
It does, honestly.
It's so good.
The art, the music, the writing, the poetry, it is all so magical. And that's why I love saying black girl magic, black magic, period. Because it is what it is.
It is. So one of the books that was on here that I was talking to you about, I really want to, we do business shout outs on Mondays and Wednesday night sessions, but I want to give a shout out because you actually know this person. So can we go ahead and just explain what Bring the Kids Leave the Headache is about?
Yes. This is written by a friend of mine named Hope, and she owns a business called Black Tie Babysitting, and she brings babysitting into your special events, whether it is your weddings, your, I hate to say funerals, but any kind of event that you can find where you need babysitting on site. She brings all those services directly to you so you can enjoy the fun, enjoy the event that you're at without worrying about your kids or trying to find a way to, pay for a babysitter and, keep up with them at home. So this is her book that she wrote, and it's a beautiful book. You guys should definitely check it out.
It looks cute. I really love how, I don't know why, but I think the older I get, the more I'm gravitating toward the color purple because it's royal. And so that's why I love your logo. You guys check the logo, and I love the color that you have throughout your branding. It's so good. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Shaylin. Okay.
I give you a backstory on that one.
Oh, do we want the back page of that backstory?
Yes,
okay, all right, go ahead. Tell me.
I have never had a professional photo shoot a day in my life.
Really?
Yes. And for whatever reason, I said, you know what, this year I'm going to do this. In the middle of a pandemic, I said, I'm going to do this. And so I found a Black photographer, an up-and-coming photographer. And her name escapes me right now. I know she's going to hate me to death, but I'll be sure to put her on my page for sure. But she said, yes, we'll do it. And she took photos, and there were so many pictures I loved. I was like, I want them all. I just want them all, but I will definitely do it again. But now I know what it's like to take real pictures and not just with my phone.
Yeah. Yeah, it changes you. It just amplifies your business and your own personal brand. I also did a professional photo shoot during the pandemic. And of course, I only got a couple of them retouched, but I paid for all of them. Because you just kind of like are amazed that you can look like that. Like
I was like, ooh, I love myself.
Right. Like, ooh, I can date myself. Who is this? Like, yes, I absolutely love it. So kudos to you on the photo shoot. I absolutely love the website. I definitely want to show my boys this site as they are older, and my daughter as well. We were talking about backstage for everyone else about starting like book clubs for children, which is awesome because Miss Shaylin started her bookstore because of her children and their love to read. And I feel like that's definitely something that's dying out with this technology world. People are listening to books or reading books on their Kindles. I like the spines. Oh, I got a chill just like hear it like crack and then to feel the pages. There's just something about a good old fashioned thick book, you know?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I even have candles that smell like books. I'm
They
not.
sell candles that smell like books.
Yes. Yes, they do. And
I feel
libraries.
so cheated. What?
Yes. Look, you got to look it up. You got to look it up. Say
Is it on the
candles.
site?
No, it's not on my site
I'm
yet.
gonna need you to. I'm gonna
Yeah,
need you.
I know. I know.
I'm gonna
I
need
just
you.
selfish and getting to myself.
Oh my God! You keep it up to yourself. Well, doggone. You know what? I might have a connect for you. That's what's about putting together, because
Okay.
I have a client that makes candles, and if you guys can get together and figure out what that scent is, look at that collaboration.
There we go. There we go.
I love it. All right, Ms. Shaylin. So thank you so much for taking time out of your Black Friday to share with us.
Thank you.
One more thing I want to make sure we bring attention to. So down in the ticker tape, we have Ms. Shaylin's contact information, but also the details of her Black Friday sale. So do you want to go ahead and tell them that?
Yes. I figure everybody's sick of 2020. We getting rid of 20%. 20% off everything on Bookmaker's site. So that's every book that is listed there. And for anyone that's on the book and you're looking for a book in particular you don't see, put it in the contacts. I add and personally curate the books myself.
Oh,
so
nice.
if it's not there, let me know. We can put it on there.
I saw my husband doesn't prefer him, but I saw Charlemagne's books and I have his books. And I was like, oh,
yeah, I do have his books too.
I love it. And then who else? Well, nope, she's not a Black author, so she wouldn't be on the site. But there's another one that has really impacted my life. But no, I really love Charlemagne's books. Definitely. I read them every time I go somewhere. So I'm so excited that I know that this is here now, and that I can push as many people to your site as possible, because there's nothing like inclusion and diversity and representation. Right.
And check out the events too. We do author interviews once a month, nationally named authors every month.
I'm gonna have to push some of my author clients to you too. Look at that.
Please do.
Look at this. Look at God, right?
Oh.
Oh my goodness. I'm so happy I met you. You know what? Big shout out to Christina Rowe for creating that platform for me to meet all these wonderful women. Like, she did the doggone thing, and this is amazing. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm just gonna gush over the website afterwards, after Friday Night Live. So oh my gosh, I'm like, this graphic is just amazing. The Timby Locke, author, actress, and advocate from scratch, a memoir of love. Okay, all right. I have to read it. Let me minimize the website. Hold on a second. All right, Ms. Scott. So thank you so much for coming on tonight to our Friday Night Live and to our date night. I feel like we are just 10 times more cultured now that you've been with us. I think she might be frozen. So if you can hear me, I'm going to put you backstage. And I'm going to go ahead and give you a proper goodbye. So everybody say thank you so much, Miss Shaylin. Goodbye. Okay, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed Miss Scott as much as I did. She is truly a sweet, sweet artist, lover of literature, lover of the words. And I actually love that she found a solution and made the solution for her issue, which was finding Black and Brown authors that her and her kids were falling in love with. And she created her own literary online platform. So that's the name of the game, you guys. It's not necessarily reinventing the wheel, but putting that wheel, enhancing the wheel, and putting it into such a way that you can continue to move forward. And that's what I love. Movers and shakers, entrepreneurs, women, and just bad A moms who obviously love to grow and to connect with other women as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed our Friday Night Live, our date night. So exciting. I cannot wait to see you guys again. We just have one more live for the rest of November, and then it's going to be December. Oh, so excited. This year is almost over, y'all. Kia says, hi, happy Black Friday. Hi, Kia. Happy Black Friday to you, love. Oh, and I think Terrence said this when we were talking about Love Jones and just the whole artsy cultural side of the 90s. Totally 100% love it. I can't wait for us to go back there. So I'm going to go ahead and close off with you guys tonight. Thank you guys so much for showing up. I miss you. Thank you for being you and for supporting our Friday Night Lives and our date night. And I will see you next time. Bye.